Hector Bravo, unhinged. Chaos is now in session.
Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. Today, another banger for you guys. Today's guest, Jason, has a lot of vast experience dealing with the California judicial system, from the jails to the courts to the prison. So we're going to dive in to see exactly what it's like to be in those shoes. What up, Jason?
Hey, how you doing, Hector?
Pretty good, man. Thanks for being here, dude.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
How was your commute?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It's, I think, almost 2 hours. Okay. I got here early because I didn't know if there was going to be parking, and
we were just discussing.
Yeah,
we were just discussing downtown San Diego, man. What's your opinion on it?
It's like downtown LA, kind of.
Not as bad though.
Not as bad. Downtown LA is bad. Yeah, a lot of homeless. It's a mess.
It is.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up at, dude?
Chino, Dai.
I don't know too many people that grew up in Chino.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of us. Yeah, there's a lot of us. Chino. In fact, my mom worked at Chino prison.
She did?
Yeah.
As a what?
MTA.
As an MTA.
Yeah, MTAs might have been before your
Correct.
time.
No, so when I was at the academy, the MTAs were crossing over from MTA to CO. They were doing a fast academy.
Yep.
Did she do that as well?
No, she was. This was in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, she had to go to the academy, and then they end up getting rid of the MTAs.
Correct. So you knew about prison?
Oh, I totally knew about prison because I remember my brother would take her to work when she worked graveyard, and we would drive right down Central Avenue to the parking lot and drop her off at the gate, right? And then I didn't know at the time, but I know now that that was Madrone I was looking at, right? And I remember one night we went there and there was a fire coming out the windows, and I was always intrigued by, like, you know, that world.
Why was there fire coming out of the window?
I don't know. There's probably who knows why they're, you know. Well, I know because I spent time in there later that you know, all the windows are broken out, right? So I don't know if somebody was lighting a cigarette and they threw the toilet paper, but I'll always remember that. And yeah, and then she used to bring home, you know, that was when they still had weights, right?
Yes.
So she'd bring home pictures of dudes getting smashed by the weight pile. You know, to try to kind of, like, this is as time progressed, and I was kind of going down the wrong road, and she would bring home pictures, you know, like photos of dudes that got murdered on the weight pile.
So I like the educational portion of speaking to people, right? And including yourself. Yeah. We often hear of gang members, right? And you were not affiliated with a gang?
I wasn't affiliated with a gang, but yeah, I mean, you know as well as I do, everybody in prison is affiliated with something.
Right.
If you're politicking or you're in the game, you're affiliated with somebody.
But I'm talking about before
being
prison.
valid. No, I mean the white boys on the streets are either skinheads, Nazi lowriders, the brand.
Were you associating with them?
You associate with all of them.
You did?
Yeah.
You were?
On the streets?
Yes.
Yeah, I got homeboys that are NLR, brand members, skinheads. I mean, it's not like if you're a South Sider or you're a Norteño or you're, right, where you're associated with one gang. It's kind of like a melting pot of
so when
boys.
I was asking you the question about gangs, I was referring to them as well as the brand, NLR.
Yeah.
So you were associated with that crowd?
Well, 100%.
You were? Damn, dude. So you were affiliated?
Yeah, but I'm not a validated member to any one of those.
Correct.
Right.
Oh, now I'm hearing what you're saying, bro.
You're tracking me.
I'm 100%. I'm tracking you. 88% I'm tracking you, man.
88%, exactly.
That's an inside joke.
Yeah.
So what is this age that you're running around with these guys? How old were you?
I mean, shit, it started probably 16, 17 years old because, you know, I got into drugs really early in my life.
What kind?
And, it started with just smoking weed and drinking, and then eventually into speed and then heroin.
would you agree or disagree that marijuana is a gateway drug?
100%.
Agree?
100%. Not for everybody.
Correct.
And, you know, things kind of have changed nowadays to where it's, you know, it's more socially acceptable. And I have a lot of friends that smoke, and, you know, I could care less. You know, I think it's the lesser of two evils between marijuana and alcohol. I think alcohol is nasty, dude.
I agree, bro. I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah, it's nasty.
It is. It ruins a
I would
lot.
rather people smoke weed than drink.
Well, I would rather neither.
Neither,
But
right.
I hear what you're saying. Usually we don't hear about people on weed that have
No.
destroyed their freaking lives.
And there's actually people that are really functional
Correct.
on it, right?
Correct.
You know, for me, definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because would you say you're an addict and or alcoholic?
100%. 100%.
And we'll dive down that path as
Yeah,
well.
okay.
But I want to know your upbringing, man. Have you seen the movie American History X?
Oh, yeah.
Is it similar to that?
No.
No?
No, I mean, I think that's kind of, yeah. No.
Hollywood?
Yeah.
Put a 10 on it?
Yeah.
The whole what? The whole neo-Nazi extremism?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, my reality is most of the people that I knew were kind of just middle-class kids, right?
Normal.
And normal kids, right? See, you know, some of them were poor, some of them were middle-class, some of them came from really good, wealthy families, right? And they just chose to do drugs and to get into crime, and then it just takes you down that road.
I'm glad you're here today, bro, because I don't have too much experience talking to like a former white, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Former white as in that group segment.
Yeah,
I'm interested, bro. I love learning, dude.
yeah, me too.
So your mother, I'm sure, is very bright, understands her son. She starts seeing your behaviors change. So she brings home pictures of gruesome prison
yeah.
attacks.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to bet it didn't have an effect on you.
It just made me. I remember being just very curious.
See what I mean?
Like it made me be. I was very curious because she would, you know, like when you work in that environment, as you know, right? There's stories to tell, right?
Yes.
And I know when she was talking with my dad, or we'd be camping, or you know what, she would tell all these stories. She was a good storyteller, and you know, people were always amazed by, like, you know, somebody getting murdered on the way pile or whatever.
Right.
Little you know, political things that go on in there. It's you know, it's kind of an underworld that nobody knows about.
People are intrigued by prison.
They're
I've come to
totally
realize.
intrigued by it.
So you were as well intrigued by it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I almost always kind of feel like I destined myself to be there because
Manifested, maybe?
Yeah, manifested is the word.
Is because you were just
I was just thinking about it too much, and I, you know, when you grow up in Chino, and you're going down Central Avenue, you're to this day, right? To this day, you pass a prison, and you're like, oh, there's the West Yard and there's the East Yard, or if you're going down Euclid, right? You see the East Yard, you see YTS. They have Boys Republic there.
now Chino is not Compton, right?
No, Chino is the last city in the Inland Empire.
Correct. But what I'm going to attempt to identify is Chino is not Compton. A lot of people contribute gangs and criminal lifestyle to lack of opportunity, meaning lack of, like, maybe educational programs or sports or youth leagues. Did Chino have opportunities?
Oh, 100%.
Did you partake in those opportunities?
When you say opportunities, what do you mean?
I mean, there's certain paths people can take in life, and it's either, you know, you're going to play sports. Did you just make a hard left?
No, so it was, you know, my dad was even in, this came later on, but he was in city politics. He ended up being the mayor for 20 years in that city, right? So I came from a good family, and I was involved in sports and Pop Warner football, and then later on into the boxing gym, and you know, my dad was real big in youth sports. So there's plenty of opportunities.
So with you looking back in hindsight, would you say your poor choices were contributed by addiction?
100%. Yeah, 100%. I mean, the prison system, the jails, 99.9% is all drugs, right? One way or the other. One way or the other.
Yeah, bro, at least we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere here, bro. That's what I was trying to pull out of you to try to figure out. Okay,
one way or the other.
Not so much what went wrong here, but in a sense, what went wrong here.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like I have a sister that grew up in the same house.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And made, and she experimented too, but she
doesn't have that gene, so-called. Yeah. I mean, I got a sister similar.
Yeah.
Right. Cool, bro. So now, well, not cool, man. It's unfortunate that you had to endure all of that, but we're going somewhere here.
Yeah.
Speed. Actually, this is an honest question, bro. What is speed? Because I know what meth is and I know what coke is.
That's what it is.
It's meth?
Yeah.
Okay, just a different name?
Yeah, crank,
I've heard of
whatever.
ice.
Yeah, crank, whatever.
Speed,
Yeah.
man. Fuck, dude. Did you enjoy doing it?
Oh, 100%.
You did?
Yeah, 100%.
What did you enjoy?
Well, I mean, everything about it. It's just like how it made you feel, and I remember I was young, and me and my mom got into an argument, and I had told her like, "Hey, fuck you," or something like that, right? And then I ran out the back and jumped over the wall, and she said, "You better run," right? And I thought, "Oh, I'm gonna get my ass beat when I get home," right? And so I came back that night and slept in the boat in the garage.
Hey, Warriors, if you haven't already signed up for our all-new website, HectorBravoShow.com, make sure you sign up at the link below, HectorBravoShow.com, to watch explicit, uncensored, never-before-seen prison footage. With that, love you. Keep pushing forward.
And that was kind of the beginning of that. But then I started, like, I didn't come back for a few days, right? And then I started, and this was kind of the time when I was experimenting and smoking weed, and then I stayed out all night one night, and I ended up at this house, right, which was a buddy of mine's house, and they're all smoking speed over there, right, and then so I tried it, and it showed me two things. I didn't have to go to sleep, so I didn't have to find a place to sleep.
Wow.
Right, and I didn't have to eat.
Wow.
Right? You didn't have to eat. So I could go like days without eating, right? And to me, that was the solution, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
dude.
to me, that was the solution. And you're hanging out with people all night. And nothing good comes from that, right?
No.
Yeah, nothing good comes from staying up all night, not eating for days, right? And you're hanging out with these other people who are doing the exact same thing, right? And then that leads into, hey, let's go steal some radios from cars and on and on and on.
Now, stealing the radios from the cars, was it to gain money to buy more drugs?
100%.
Did you care about the victims at all? Did you care?
You don't even think about it.
You don't
Later on.
Right. No, but during the time.
Yeah, you don't even think about it.
They got a radio, I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
Do you remember how they were smoking it the first time? With a pipe, with a foil?
It was foil. It was foil. When I started doing it, it was all foil.
You're probably asking yourself, how do I know all of this? But
oh, I know. I listened to you, so I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
God damn, dude! I just seen a Amazon documentary of Arkansas. They were injecting it. Do you have any experience in that? Or
Oh yeah.
You've injected meth?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's an evolution, right? So
let's talk about it.
Yeah. It's an evolution. So that's where it ended up. It ended up slamming speed, and then that was, once you go that route, it's you never go back.
Did you ever speedball?
Yeah, I would do speed, heroin, coke, all at the same time. In fact, the connection where I got my heroin, right? I don't know why, and other people probably are into heroin probably know the answer to this, but they would always like, if you'd go get like a quarter gram of heroin, it would always come with a little bit of Coke.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it would always come with a little bit of Coke, like wrapped up in this little balloon. And I'm like, oh, who the hell tied this little balloon? But it have Coke in there. And then so I would, every time I went to go to the connection and score, right, I would save about 3 of those balloons, and then on the third time, once I had enough, then I would bang both of them.
You believe maybe that was a overdose precaution measure?
I don't know what it's for, but
Maybe like a Narcan type of mentality?
The what?
Maybe like a Narcan type of mentality? Like if you overdose on the heroin, you get brought back
Yeah,
with
I don't
Coke?
know. I mean, I think it was just to keep you coming back. Right?
Oh God! Now, and I just gotta make it be clear, like we're not glorifying the drug use.
No,
but we're definitely diving into the consequences and the severity of drug usage. Do you ever snort meth?
Yeah, I mean, any way you could do it, well, whether we're smoking it, snorting it, whatever.
Did your body become dependent on it?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Fuck, dude. When was your first jail incarceration?
I think I was 16 or 17. We broke into me and my buddy. There was I remember there was. Do you remember the churches would have like a power team, right?
What do you mean power team?
They would have these guys that come in and they would like rip up telephone books and they were called the power team and it was like, and they did it in the name of God and
I don't remember that.
Yeah, there was some community thing going on in the industrial complex behind us, and me and my buddy, we went over there and we were watching it, and they were giving a prize away, right? They were giving several prizes away, and one of them was a bike. So we took the bike, and we boned out, right?
From the church?
Yeah, from the church, from the event, and so obviously we got told on, and they went to my buddy's house, and then they came to my house, and then they took us to jail, and then as a lesson, obviously they called our parents right away because we were minors, and they took us to juvenile hall, made us sit in there overnight, and they picked us up the next morning.
When was your first long-term stay in the county jail?
I think long-term, like nothing in the county jail is really long-term, but like 30 days.
30 days?
Yeah, I think 30 days.
What jail?
San Bernardino, Glen Helen.
GP, general population?
Yeah.
At that time, at that place, was there different races and gangs mixed?
Oh yeah, the county jail. Yeah, I mean that's where you learn the ropes to your future prison career, right? Well, but yeah, in California, it's super. I mean, yeah, it's super segregated. The whites are with the whites, and the Mexicans are with the Mexicans, and in the county jail though, it's a different dynamic.
Elaborate.
In the pen, it's real like structured, right?
Established.
It's established. The whites are the minority, right? And there's a lot. I hate to say it, but there's a lot of whites in there that are a lot of them are just drunks or homeless or whatever. They're not like soldiers like you would see in the pen, right?
You're talking about in jail.
In jail.
Okay, I'm glad you clarified that because I thought you were talking about prison, and I'm like, no, every fucking white I seen was a fucking soldier.
Yeah, no, in jail.
Right.
It's just that I mean, obviously, it depends on the jail you're in. Like if you go to West Valley or, I haven't been in jail here in
So
San
that's
Diego.
what you're explaining. The dynamics were different.
Yeah.
What housing was it? Dorm cells?
It was at Glen Helen. It was all dorms. It's all dorm living.
Bunk beds?
Yeah, but 4 high.
4 high. All races.
All races.
Did you sense any hostility at that point in time?
Oh, there's always hostility.
Or tension, I should say.
Yeah, there's always, I mean, it's never ending.
For people that have never been in jail or prison and wonder what kind of tension arises or why would there be, could you give an explanation?
A race, it's all racial. It's commodities, it's soups, it's gambling, it's cards, it's whatever, right? It's whoever has the tobacco or the weed, or it's all those things.
Would you also say it also comes to a form of dominance, maybe? People want to establish their dominance?
Yeah, and 100%. Yeah, it's the, whatever race, and I haven't seen this in prison, whatever race has the biggest car, right? You see them kind of flexing, right?
That is true.
It's the same thing in jail.
That is true. So as you are a youngster in jail doing these little stints in and out, and you're in the middle of addiction, are you learning any types of politics?
Yeah, that's where, I mean, that's where you learn it at. That's exactly where you learn it at.
What are some of the rules that the whites had?
I mean, shit, you don't eat after another race.
Don't eat after another race. Elaborate.
Like the blacks, for example, never ever eat after the blacks.
What do you mean by that, though? Eat after them.
I'll give you an example. So a lot of times, especially the white boys, right? Because they come in all strung out, haven't eaten in days, right? They get thrown into the county jail. It's chow time. They come out, right? They're starving. They just eat up all their shit real quick, right? And in the county jail, at least several times when I was in there, they would bring you out, and I'm talking about, they'd bring you out like you were lined up, where your bunks were, your cells were, and you'd have to sit, per cell order, right? So you'd be sitting next to a black or across, right? And one of the whites might go, "Hey, you could eat that?" Or one of the blacks might go, "Hey, Wood, you want to trade this cake for that or whatever, right?" And they would do it, and the next thing you know, they're getting smashed on.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
So you learn that right away. You learn that right away. Don't do business, with them, and that's it's even more so in the pen.
100%, bro.
Right.
So,
but you learn that in jail.
So from your perspective, were you noticing that other race groups had their own rules?
Yeah, everybody has their own rules. But I mean they're all the same.
To a
right?
degree,
There's
to a
boundary
degree.
lines like, hey, that table
Right.
is the whites, that's the Southsiders, and right?
Right. To a degree, they're all the same. I mean, the common house rules. But I'm
Yeah.
talking about like the Mexicans have, don't be drunk out on the tier. Right. Certain
Yeah,
rules.
I mean that changes from dorm to dorm, from housing unit to housing unit, from institution to institution.
Now, as a white, were you ever told or expected to get off if one of yours was involved?
Oh, 100%. You better get off.
What's the expectation behind that?
The expectation is you get involved. Like if you see something happening, you run to it, right? And then once the yard goes down, you better hope you're in the right spot.
Meaning?
Meaning like, everyone's aware of what everyone else is doing, right?
Right.
So if you see two white boys across the yard getting down with two Southsiders, right? Everybody better be running over there.
Right.
Right? And getting down with somebody else, even if it's just to be a body.
Correct.
Right? Even if it's just to be a body, you better be there. Because then, right, once his yard's down and everybody's looking around like, oh, what's dude doing over there all by himself? Right? Yeah, what's he doing over there all by himself?
How bad is it going to be for that individual?
It's going to be bad. even if he had a valid reason.
Correct, because there is no valid reason, right?
Yeah, I mean there is.
Well, I mean, think about it.
Sometimes there is, but in there, people just they're animals. They just, like I was always a voice of reason, which is not always a good thing. As far as like, I always thought like, dude, even our weakest guy, you got to build those people up.
You have to.
You got to build them up, right? Because if you just if you just get rid of them, that's one more body, we're down.
True.
Right? You got to build those people up. But in there, that mentality, they're like, nah, fuck that dude. He's a piece of shit. He should have been over here. Let's get rid of him. Right? So it's like, and that's what usually wins out.
Which one? The violence?
Yeah.
The smashing them, getting them off?
Yeah.
Weapons in jail, were they a thing?
Oh, 100%.
They were?
Yeah.
Metal?
Yeah. Metal, toothbrushes,
Right.
like whatever they get their hands on.
Well, I would assume the toothbrushes.
Yeah,
and this.
it's more so razor blades.
Okay.
Mostly razor blades. You'd get your razors, and they take the razors out. But
Were you proficient in weapon making?
was that no?
No. I would imagine certain people have their own skill set. You know what I mean? Or maybe drawing.
Well, you know what they were doing when I was in there. Do you know those black metal paper clips?
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You already know what I'm.
Yeah, I'm gonna carve out the bunk.
Yeah.
Or the shelving unit.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that right now when we get to prison. So you're in and out of jail, bro. You're in and out of jail. Did the thought ever cross your mind that, hey, well, I'm gonna end up in prison?
Oh, I knew it was going there. Like, a lot of times as I'm getting busted, right, I'm thinking like, okay, they're going to give me 5 years, or right, and then, a lot of my buddies, they end up just taking 16 months. Yeah, when I was growing up and getting into this, it was like a revolving door of like all my older homeboys and stuff. They were like just in and out of prison all the time. Like, oh, where's homeboy at? Oh, he got busted. He got a violation. So he'd be gone 9 months and then he'd be back. Right? He'd be out for 3 and then gone for 2 years. And then it was just a revolving door. This was before the 3 strikes law.
Before the 3 strikes law.
Yeah. When it was just a revolving door of career criminals.
I'm tracking.
Yeah,
I'm tracking
of career criminals.
Maybe late 80s or early 90s.
Yeah.
Time frame.
Well, when was the 3 strikes law? 95.
Early 90s.
Yeah.
And that's been interesting to learn about.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the 3 strike law then? Like in hindsight.
That's what fucked everything up.
Meaning?
I guess there's 2 ways to look at it. There's, there was this revolving door of career criminals, right?
Yes.
That are just going in and out,
right.
In and out, right? And then something bad happens, like, like the very thing that created the 3 strikes law with Richard Allen Davis kidnapped that little girl.
Yeah.
Right? He was a career criminal. Right? He was a career criminal, so that's what I don't know if it was him and then there was another incident in Fresno or something, right, where those 2 fathers got together and got with an assembly person and they wrote that bill, right? And it was about stopping, the recidivism rate and these career criminals that, politically, whoever the governor was at the time would say like, hey, the reason Polly Klaas was murdered was because of these career criminals that keep coming in and out. This guy should have been locked up, for 20 years. If he wasn't out,
right.
This never would have happened.
Such as the black man that killed the Ukrainian woman on the train.
Same exact thing.
He had been in court 14 times, I believe, or dismissed. Something
so this is the pendulum of justice swinging back and forth, and that's what it does.
But as you're talking now, right, because we're both men of reason and understanding of it and experience.
Yeah.
I believe the 3 laws. I believe, first of all, I believe government is idiotic when it comes to implementing something, right? Maybe the three-strike law would be good if it was implemented correctly, right? Because they struck a lot of dudes out for stealing a slice of pizza and bubblegum.
Yeah.
That's not cool per se, right? Because
I mean, I was right there. I was, yeah. I mean, my first prison term was with 80% because I got a strike, and then my second one was for drug possession or sales,
oh shit, you said what was your first prison offense?
robbery.
With a gun?
Well, it ended up getting broken down to strong arm.
What were the circumstances? Did you
It
was it a person?
it was a connect.
You robbed a Connect?
Yeah.
Did you have the intention on robbing the Connect?
Yeah. But the intention was so don't ever think that drug dealers don't call the police, because they do, right? Because they definitely do.
Hold on, bro.
But the thing is if you're ever gonna do it, right, just take their dope. Don't take anything else, because that's what I did.
Wait, man. So you went from fucking stealing car stereos, you upgraded your game to now you thought in your head you were gonna rob the Connect.
I mean that's the deal, right? Everything just kind of
Progresses.
Yeah, it progresses.
So in your head, you thought, oh, he's a fucking drug dealer. He ain't gonna call the cops.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he did call the cops.
He did call the police.
And now, what were you saying about just take the dope or leave the dope? What were you saying, and what was the reason behind that?
No, because I took other things other than just the dope, right?
So that probably upsetted him.
Well, that gave him a reason to call the police, not for the dope,
Right.
but hey, he took my TV and he took my jewelry box and he took, right?
Right.
So the police will come for that. Like, you're not
Right.
going to call the police and go,
He took
hey,
my dope.
Yeah, he took an ounce of fucking meth from me, right?
Fucking right, bro.
Yeah, he took my jewelry box.
So knowing what you know now, had you in your mindset then, you're like, I'm just gonna take this motherfucker's dope and sock him in the mouth.
Yeah,
Call it a day.
call it a day. Yeah,
Dude. The insanity of this
Yeah.
thinking, bro.
yeah.
The insanity.
I thought it was going to be easy. I thought it was easy. And
was
I didn't
easy.
realize.
it was easy until it wasn't.
Yeah, yeah.
So let me fucking talk us through it, bro. You got away?
I got away.
And then?
Yeah, I got away, and it was a mess. It was a mess. I had a lot of people after me.
A lot of people from the streets?
Yeah.
Street
Well, that crowd,
Correct.
right? That crowd. I was a youngster too. I was only 18, 19 years old.
And they had identified you? Like it was no secret, it was you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you recognizable? Were you known? Is it a small area?
Yeah, I mean, it's by that time the local police had already known who I was. I mean, I'd been in trouble quite a few times for just various things, and yeah.
So how did you get caught?
Well, he told,
Right.
and then I forget now exactly how it went down because there were so many instances, but I had got stopped for something else. And then I went like possession or something, right? Or under the influence. And I was in jail. And then when I was in there, they came to my cell and got me, right? And said it was an interview. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was an interview. So they took me down to this interview room, and there was two detectives there, right? And they started asking me questions. Right. And then I said, oh, yeah, I was there. Right. Right. Because I thought I was outsmarting them. Oh, yeah. Like I went there to buy dope.
Right.
And like, and the next thing I knew, they took me back to the cell, and then they pulled me out again and took me to supplemental booking.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That's
They took me to supplemental booking and booked me for that robbery.
That's interesting. I never talked to somebody who's been arrested while they were arrested.
Yeah.
Rearrested.
Yeah. Yeah. So I never knew either what supplemental booking was, but yeah.
Was that the felony?
Yeah.
No way, bro. You go in there for a fucking probably misdemeanor, and then now you're getting rebooked for a felony.
Yeah.
Okay. So now they tell you, what do they tell you? You're being sentenced? Do you go to court? Do you go through a trial?
No, so yeah, you go through the whole process. You go through court. you go through your preliminary and you go, or for your arraignment and then your
Was the
preliminary.
victim there as a witness?
No, so what ended up happening, I ended up getting some county time and then a joint suspended,
Okay.
right? I ended up getting a joint suspended. So basically what that is you're going to get 4 with 80 suspended, right? Don't violate any laws within 3 years. And if you do, you're going back and doing the suspended sentence.
Is that what happened?
Ended up what happening.
So
What happened?
What did you do to cause you to
I forget now. I mean, I was just in and out, stealing something. Who knows?
So when you got incarcerated within the California Department of Corrections, where did you go to reception?
Wasco.
Wasco.
Yeah.
Now, when you're introduced into state prison, does it seem similar to you as a county jail?
No, it's totally different. But by this time, I had done years in the county jail. So, I was prepared. I had my pinochle game down. I was ready. But it's still different, right? You get on that bus and you're going to the pen and it's still it's still a little nerve-wracking and you're like, you don't know what you're getting into, right?
Did you at the time have known friends that were incarcerated in state prison?
Oh yeah, I mean, everybody I knew was in there.
Did you run into anybody initially?
Yeah.
What was that like? Like a happy reunion?
No, it feels good. It feels good. Yeah, I mean, I would see people all the time.
It felt good.
Yeah, whenever you see your homeboys or somebody from the streets,
maybe like a sense of reassurance.
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah, but I mean, it's really. I know I don't know how many prisons there are now, but at the time I think there was 32.
Yeah, approximately probably were there too again.
Yeah, but even though we have the largest system in the country, it's still kind of relatively small.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Now, were you noticing? Damn, there's a lot of blacks here. Damn, there's a lot of Mexicans here.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's barely any whites here. Yeah, yeah.
Now, what is it about the whites that have that ferocity where when they stab a motherfucker, they mean business? What is it about the white race that it kind of separates them to a degree?
I maybe because we're the minority.
Is that what it is?
I mean, maybe I don't know what the psyche behind it is, but but maybe I mean, and it depends on the yard you're on, right? Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder, is it the fucking Viking blood that's running through their veins? You know what I mean?
I mean, it sounds good, right?
But it's a possibility,
yeah.
Right? Because everybody has their national descent lineage. Yeah. You got the Mexicans from the Aztecs, the blacks. Yeah.
I think you just got to step your game up. You're outnumbered, right? Yeah, I don't know.
Would you agree or disagree with me as far as the whites move with a purpose?
Yeah, but I think they all do. I think all races do. I mean, we're just a minority.
After reception, where did you touch down to do your time?
I went to CMC. Which is kind of interesting because, I think nowadays, CMC. Well, even then, I know everything's S and Y yard now, but at the time that was, and I know the reason I went there was because my mom was an MTA.
Okay.
Right. So I went. Originally when I was in reception, I think I was a level 2. Right, and then I got in a fight into reception
with a fellow white.
Yeah, with another white guy, and then we went to the hole for like 2 days. Came back, that bumped my points up to I forget what it was, like 37 points or something. So that put me in a level 3. So I went to level 3 CMC yard. And my first cellie that I had there was a lifer that had been down since 1979.
Damn.
Right, and this is one of those yards that had, I think Suge Knight was there at the time. We had the Onion Field Killer on the yard. Bruce Davis was on the yard. So it's kind of like guys that were kind of high profile guys at one time. A lot of medicals were there.
Was it considered a good yard?
No.
It was not considered a good yard?
And I didn't know that in the beginning.
Right.
I didn't know that in the beginning, but I found that out about 3 months in. I start hearing like the Southsiders saying, "Hey, you got 30." They were telling their people like, "If you come to this yard, you got 30 days to get off this yard." So then I got a new cellie.
Okay.
Right. I got a new cellie. He was a skinhead from San Pedro, and he's like, "Dude, we got to get off this fucking yard." And I'm like, "What? What do you mean we got to get off this yard?" Right? He's like, "Yeah, we can't stay on this yard." Right. So, so we packed up all of our shit one night, right? Before chow, we packed up all of our shit, put it in a bag, right? Rolled up our mattresses, right? When we walked to chow, me and him smashed on this dude that had a drug debt. The problem is we both went to the hole, right? He got transpacked somewhere else. I came right back to the same yard.
Why?
I don't know.
How did you feel about that?
I didn't know how to feel about it, but I do know when I got back there, my new cellie that I got was a homeboy of mine from the streets.
So then what?
So then I stayed.
You stayed?
I stayed.
What did he have to say about staying?
He's the one that convinced me to stay. He's the one that convinced me to stay. He's like, "Dude, don't even worry about it. You already put in the work. Don't even trip." Right? He was there on a medical, right?
Yeah.
And there was other good dudes on the yard. Like it wasn't like, you know, and like that wasn't something that was being mandated by the whites. Like, "Hey, you better get off this yard."
It was not being mandated by the
No.
whites?
No.
But if we want to look into history.
But there was that risk, like you might have to answer for this later.
Well, let's look at the facts. The facts is during that period of time, the gang leaders were in the shoes.
Yeah.
Pelican Bay, Corcoran, Tehachapi. Now, I don't know how the whites function. I know how the Mexicans function. You're telling me that there was no written rule that you had to get off that yard.
There was nobody was saying like the word from the Southsiders, right? Was you got 30 days.
Now, were you seeing Southsiders smash on motherfuckers?
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100% because they wanted off that yard.
Correct.
But I went right back to the same fucking yard.
Correct.
I mean, I think I know why.
Why? Because of your mom.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
And I have heard of similar stories where the parent was a law enforcement official and their son got kind of hooked up in a sense, because you're kind of getting hooked up, bro. They're not putting you in the belly of the beast.
That's love. Like going to that yard was love.
Was love. That's what I'm saying. They could have put your ass fucking calipat.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine. That's a monster.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
So how was your stay there? I mean, it sounds like you were just not chilling, but I mean, not bad.
Yeah, it was fine.
Right.
You know, I ended up getting a job in medical. You know, got that red car, got to go to night yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all right. I got a tennis shoe chrono and a cotton blanket chrono, and you know, from all working in medical.
Were you partaking in drug use?
Yeah, whenever you know there, you know, this is my first term. It was, you know, I always knew, like, dude, you don't get like if you want to get in a wreck, that's one way to do it. Get involved in drugs and yeah, mostly just drinking, maybe a little weed every now and then.
Any issues or tension with other races at that time?
No, I mean there was always like the possibility of tension, but that yard was a pretty soft yard. It never got. I mean I seen people get whacked on that yard, but as far as like racial tension,
now you ended up at Soledad. Was that after CMC?
Yeah. So no, after that I got out. I got a violation.
You went to Ironwood, you said.
That was during the violation. So I got out, got a violation. I don't know. I think I did a straight 365. on the West Yard in Chino. Got out from there, got another term that was in Wasco on the 3 yard on A yard. Then I got out from there, did a violation at Ironwood.
Now these other pins that you're hitting, are they a different experience than your time at CMC?
Total different experience.
How?
Just more political, a lot more violence, a lot more gang activity.
What year time frames were these?
96 to 2007.
Was it a structured gang activity? Was there structure to it?
What time?
In any of these times, or was it like a free-for-all now? I mean, you look now in 2025, it's a free-for-all.
Yeah, that's what's so interesting. That's why I started watching it, because I'm like, and I know people have got out recently.
Right.
And hearing their stories, it's just like, it's different. I mean, it's completely different than when I was in there.
Correct.
But yeah, it was super structured. Like Soledad, it was militaristic, right? You didn't walk on the yard by yourself. If you bent down to tie your shoes, you had somebody standing in front of you keeping point. If you went to go piss on the yard, right? You had somebody standing at your back, right? The Northerners would, when you came on the yard, you were quarantined to the bleachers because until your paperwork cleared, it was like that, which is day and night from what CMC was, right? Nobody was checking paperwork. It was just like, come one, come all. And that was it.
What about when it came to talking to correctional officers? Were you guys allowed to? Or did you have to bring a shadow?
To what?
Did you have to bring a shadow? Meaning somebody else.
I mean, if you're going up to the podium and you're like whispering and shit, like, yeah, I mean, that's suspect, right? But like, no, my interactions with the correction, with the COs were always, I mean, some of them were just dicks. They would come in and throw your pictures on the floor and tear your shit up. But most of them were just, that's the difference between county jail and prison.
What's the difference?
The sheriffs in the county jail are just fucking dicks.
I've always heard that, dude. Not just from you, from other people too. Why is that?
I just think it's their mentality, right? So in the county jail, people are just coming through, right?
Correct.
So
I hear what you're saying.
So they have to maintain control, right? And they do. They have to maintain control, and they do, right? And it's like, don't look at me wrong,
Right.
don't suck your teeth, don't right? Get in line, right? They maintain control. When you go to the pen, you got people that live there,
Facts.
right? We live there.
Yep.
You guys go home, we live there, right? And some of these people live there the rest of their life,
Correct.
right? So there's a different mentality, right? So, and a lot of these cops, they know because
You're going
some
to be
of
there
them have
tomorrow.
been murdered, some of them been assaulted, some of them have, whatever, right? And they know, like, dude, this is just a job. You've already been convicted of your crime. You're here. You're a fucking, you know what I mean? You'd rap with some of them.
Right.
Eckerson, what's going on? A lot of the times I would get jobs with, porter jobs or jobs in medical, and the cops were cool.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, the fact that COs know that those inmates are not going anywhere anytime soon is not in your best interest to start acting a fool,
Yeah.
right?
Some of them still did. I mean, yeah, some of them. I mean, we had this guy one time that was just like, he was a fucking tyrant. He would come in. Yeah, he would come in and, everybody's making lines for like, to hang their clothes or to make a privacy curtain in their cells or whatever. And he'd come in and write you up for destructing state property. You're not supposed to have anything on your walls. He would take your pictures off your walls and throw them in the toilet. You're like, dude, what? Right? So he ended up getting got by.
He did end up getting got.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask you that question too, man.
Yeah. Finally, a lifer took off on him.
necessary evils. Do you believe that was a necessary evil?
To what? To get him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the prison setting. Right? Because there ultimately has to be
I think he had it coming.
Respect.
Yeah, I think he had it coming, and you know, I hate to say that now because I know a lot of people that are correctional officers.
Correct. And I don't want to ever condone violence.
No.
Right? But would you?
But there's no need for that. There's no need to. There's no need to come in and throw people's pictures in the toilet, and right.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. You were on a 3-yard. Were there weapons? Were there weapons there?
Oh yeah. 100%.
On people or stashed in the yard? Or
No, I mean on people. I mean they're everywhere. In the middle of the night, you would hear them sharpening their weapons.
You would?
Yeah.
On the concrete?
On the concrete.
What kind of thought process would go through your head when you hear weapons? I mean, Snoop Dogg says it in Murder Was a Case.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know they're there.
You know they're there.
You know they're there. Yeah.
Now, in my experience, the whites, and I'm not just kissing your ass, bro, because you're white, they make the best weapons in prison. Did you ever get a chance to see other weapons to compare? I mean, did you guys realize that?
What do you mean?
That the weapons are immaculate that the fucking whites make.
Oh no, I've seen some good ones. I don't know where they came from, right? I mean I've had them, right?
What would be considered a good one for the public to understand?
Just all steel, something out of the shelves.
Long?
Probably like that. I think the biggest one I seen was like that.
Sharp?
Yeah, probably that thick.
Bone
I mean,
crusher.
if that goes in you, yeah, you're done.
Now, is the intention to kill, maim, wound? What's the intention?
If you're stabbing somebody, I mean, you got to think it's to kill somebody, right?
Do inmates value life in prison, human life?
I did.
You did value human life?
Yeah.
As far as what? Because it seems like it's
I mean,
to
either
them.
you do or you don't, right?
Right.
I mean, just because you're in prison doesn't mean that your sensibilities are gone. That you don't have compassion. That
Makes sense.
Like I seen dudes just get smashed. I mean, just like, I mean, nasty, and you're thinking, dude, that's fucking. I mean, it's disgusting,
I hear what you're saying.
right? But that's that life.
I guess that's what I was asking you. That's that life.
Yeah.
In order for you to survive in that life, does it behoove you to kind of harden your soul and your emotions?
You have to. Yeah, you have to. I mean, as much as you're sad about it, then you rationalize it and go, oh yeah, I mean, he had it coming, right?
Did he have it coming? You ever see motherfuckers get smashed that didn't have it coming?
Sometimes. Sometimes it's the best thing that happens to somebody, right? Right? Sometimes it's the best thing that happens to somebody, and you're thinking to yourself, "We should have whooped your ass a long time ago."
Correct. Oh, fuck, bro. I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
We should have whooped your ass a long time ago.
Yeah. I mean, I think that nowadays, like you see people that are just like, you know, you need your fucking ass whooped, right? You need an attitude correction.
Let's talk about it. I believe I asked you right before we started how old you were. You said 51.
51, yeah.
All right. You look young, by the way. Have you seen the generational change
In what?
in the youth?
Oh, 100%.
Mindset.
I mean, it's just different. It's different. It's
Is it better or is it worse?
It's worse. I mean, it depends on how you look at it, though.
How
right?
do you look at it?
I think it's worse. There's a disconnect
With?
with the youth. There's a disconnect because they're so. I mean, and all of us, you know, I can't live without my phone. You probably can't live without your phone, right? But these kids, that's all they ever knew.
Right.
You know, I have a son that's 31 years old, right? And I was just talking about this the other day. He's always had a phone, right? He always has his head. There's a disconnect. I mean, the thing that happened yesterday.
You have a 31-year-old son?
Yeah.
Did everything we just spoke about, does he know about that?
Oh yeah.
He does?
Yeah.
I mean, fix your microphone a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's great kid. He's a loving kid. Great, a total opposite of who I am, right? Really compassionate, good kid. Doesn't hold grudges against me for not being there. He's we don't see each other a whole lot, even though he's local, right? I do talk to him. We have a good relationship, but I never really bonded with him because of that.
Because of what?
Because of being gone.
So why?
But by the time I got out, he was already, like in junior high, and then he lived with his mom, and then you know what? Go ahead.
I didn't realize, bro. So throughout all of your incarceration, you had a son?
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he's 31 years old.
I didn't realize
yeah.
that. I'm shitty at math, bro.
Yeah.
All the prison
Yeah,
guards.
me too. Me too.
I was a prison guard.
Yeah.
So how was that, bro? Like, I mean, you were a father. Did you think about it or you didn't think about it?
I didn't think about it.
Man.
Yeah, I wasn't a good father. I wasn't a father. Period. Yeah.
I'm glad that he doesn't hold a resentment towards you.
He's not that type of kid. I got blessed because he could be that type of kid,
right.
but it's not in him.
And he wouldn't be wrong for it either.
He would not be wrong for it. I would have everything I got coming.
Right.
But he's just not that kid, right? He tells me he loves me, and we don't talk a whole lot, but yeah, he's a good kid.
So how old was your son when you became present in his life, or when you got introduced to his life? For good, for staying?
2007. Damn, dude. Yeah, 2007. I remember I got out of Soledad, and I went into we'll call it a halfway house or a sober living house, right? And my parole officer came and picked me up from Soledad, drove me to San Jose, to the airport, put me on a plane. I flew into Ontario, and my parole officer there picked me up.
Damn.
And then drove me up to the San Bernardino Mountains. But when I got there, my son was there.
Where?
Ontario at the airport. Yeah, with my mom. And that was the beginning of our relationship.
That's good.
Yeah.
When did you stop the drugs?
March 9th, 2007 was the last time I got loaded.
Was there a specific thing that made you stop? Did you hit a bottom?
Oh, no, well, I mean, yeah, my bottom was the last time I got busted. My bottom was the last time I got busted. I got eaten up by the canine, and I was in a high-speed chase.
What the fuck?
Yeah, let me rephrase that, not a high-speed chase, because it only lasted about 2 blocks.
What happened?
I got red lighted in the middle of the night. I was with a homeboy of mine. We were out running amok, and I got red lighted, and I was already absconding I was in Bakersfield. I was absconding parole in Kern County, right? I was somewhere in Bakersfield, Oildale area, and got red lighted, and I took off. Right, and I went through the first red light. I turned left again into an apartment building, and then hit it, right, and then went all the way to the end of to the apartment building, and it was either a left or a right and a block wall. I hit the block wall. Me and my homeboy jumped out, and jumped the wall, jumped the front fence. When I hit the front fence, the fence came down. And when it came down, I blew my leg out.
How? It fucked your shit up?
It blew it out. It was just like, I remember seeing it was like this.
Your leg?
Yeah, my leg was like this. So I managed to make it to the driveway, and there was a Winnebago camper, like an RV right there, and I crawled under the RV, and I remember dogs were barking, And I don't know where my homeboy went. He went somewhere else.
Were you high?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I just posted up there, right? And the next thing I know, I could hear the helicopters, and I could hear, the acceleration of the
Oh,
of the police cars, and then I hear the dogs. And I remember the dogs were they were walking right on the sidewalk, and I held my breath. I was like, and I held my breath, and they kept going. And I thought to myself, like, oh fuck, dude, I might get out of this. But I remember telling myself, like, if you get out of this, that's it. You got to be done. And then so about 20 minutes later, they're coming back.
damn.
And the dog found me. And they released him. They released him, and the dog got me, and I was coming out, and they beat the shit out of me. They put me in the hospital. They put me in the hospital, and
But you're white, bro.
no shit. So the funny thing is this is
Your white privilege didn't help you out?
no, it did not help me. What the crazy thing is they kept hitting me and telling me, right, stop resisting, and I'm already cuffed up, and I'm thinking to myself, that's what they do. They surround you, right? They surround you, verbally say out loud, because I'm sure at this time the neighbors are out, people are probably looking, and they're saying stop resisting. As long as they can't see what you're doing, that gives them the right to keep hitting you, right?
Did you figure that out all on your own?
Well, it was like I'm like, dude, these guys are gonna kill me.
Fuck.
Yeah,
dude.
these guys are gonna kill me. So, what the part I didn't tell you is prior to that, I was at my homeboy's house in Oildale, right? I was absconding. The parolee at large team was looking for me, right? I was on the run from. I left Chino, went up to Kern County, went up to one of my homeboys was staying up there, and somehow, some way, they found me. Right? They found me in a back house. And at the time, I had just got out of the hospital because I had a staph infection on my hands. I had gotten in a fight, right? But I was a dope fiend. I was doing drugs, and my health probably wasn't good. And I got my fingers like blew up like this. So I went in the hospital, and they did surgery to clean them out. And so anyways, I went. The reason I told you that is because it's gonna come later. So I went up north. Somehow the POW team found me, right? They took me to the Kern County Jail. The Kern County Jail, as soon as you get there, you see medical, right?
Right.
So I had bandages on my hands. So they're like, hey, why does this dude have bandages on his hand? What's going on? And I told them, I had a staph infection. I was in the hospital. Right? So they're like, you got to take him to Kern Medical to get him cleared before he could come in here. So the parole agents took me to Kern Medical, and they sat me in a room, and it was packed, right? And they told they said, hey, how long is it going to be until he could get seen? They're like, it's probably going to be a couple hours, right? So they put me in a room. I not in the waiting room. They took me in back, right, and put me in an exam room. And I was sitting, and I had dope on me, right? In my waistband right here. And as I'm sitting there, I'm watching people walk by. And I'm like, and I see somebody go in the bathroom across the hall, and I'm thinking to myself, because I almost had myself in jail, right? I'm like, okay, I got to sit here. So I got up and looked out the door. There was nobody even there, just like nurses. And so I told myself, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom, and then as I did this, I'm thinking, okay, if nobody comes and knocks on this door, as soon as I walk out of this bathroom, I'm gone. I'm still in my regular street clothes.
Okay.
So I bounced.
You escaped.
Yeah, basically. But there was no, I mean, you call it a walk away.
Where did he go?
Right? I don't know where the fuck they went.
Maybe get a soda?
I don't know where they were.
I don't know.
I don't know where they went. But I got out of there. I went into some neighborhood just adjacent from the hospital, right? I asked these dudes if I could use their phone, and they told me to fuck off. And right, so I went to a thrift store, right? And I changed my shirt. I asked the dude if I could change my shirt, and he let me. And then I waved down a cab, and I took it back to my homeboy's house.
Okay.
And then that's where it ended right there. And then a few days later, that's when I got red lighted. So the cops already knew by the time they had identified me, right, that I was a runner. Right. So then fast forward back to, they pulled me out. The dog got me. Right. They threw me in the car. Right. And well, first they were going to be like, the ambulance came and they're like, oh, we'll take him. And the cop said, no, we're going to take him. He's a runner. Wow. I remember them saying that. Right. He's a runner. Right. So they put me in the car, and I always remember this. They were taking me to the hospital, and I was beat up, and I was like moaning, and the cop told his partner, "Hey, pull over," right? Pull over. And so they pulled over, and he opened the back door, and he goes, "If I hear your fucking voice one more time, I'm going to give you something to cry about," right? And he slammed the door, and then we went to the hospital. And then I ended up in the Kern County Jail.
Holy shit, yeah. Dude.
And then so during that time, and then granted, I'm coming down off of heroin and speed and all this shit all at the same time. And I'm telling myself, I'm done. Like, that's it. I was already a 2-striker. I'm like, that's it. This is it for me. I'm done. Right. And then as soon as I got my first phone call, I called my mom and I told her, "Hey, that's it." And she goes, "I know." Right. So then they put me in a medical unit. The first time I went to medical, right? Because I had a bunch of like wounds on me from the dog bite, right? And the doctor from at Kern County Jail gave me this form if I wanted to file a complaint on the officers, and I told him no. I was like, "No, I'm good."
Real quick, man, this is fucking nuts, dude. As you're under the vehicle and the dogs are around, did you have any like any anticipation that you were about to get your ass fucking kicked?
I didn't know what was. I knew the dog was gonna get me.
So you knew the dog was gonna get you.
Well. I mean, as quick as they say, "Come out," or "We're gonna release the dog."
The dog's already
right.
Released.
The dog's already on you.
But did you even realize they were gonna beat your ass? Was that in the cards in your head?
No.
So once
No, I just thought I was gonna crawl out and they were gonna grab me and handcuff me, and then that would be it.
Oh, fuck, dude. At what point, once the beating started, did you realize, oh man, this is about to fucking suck? I'm about to go
instantly. Instantly, they started hitting me with batons.
With batons?
Oh yeah. I mean, from here to my back, I had welts and bruises all the way up my legs, all the way to my back.
Were you feeling each blow, or did you become numb? I
literally thought like, these guys are gonna kill me because I was cuffed up.
Oh fuck,
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, and dog bitten, and my legs blown out.
And your fingers were fucked up still since the staff?
Yeah. And then so they take me to jail, and I'm coming off of heroin. And
now when the officer pulled over and opened the door and said, if I hear your ass one more time, I'm going to give you something to cry about, did you believe him?
Oh, 100%. He was steroided out, or he was huge, big ass white boy, right? He would have pulled me out of that car and put hands on me. Yeah.
That's fucking intense, dude.
Yeah.
That's intense, man. I mean, because, there's similar stories out there,
Yeah.
and I'm all about, putting out unfiltered fucking information and stories. That's fucking wild, dude. What county did this transpire in?
Kern County.
Fuck. And they didn't charge you with they didn't charge you with like, did they charge you with like resisting or battery on a cop or anything like that?
Everything got dropped
Uh-huh.
other than what I was running for from down south, which was sales. Right? That was the only, and so I ended up with 32 months at 80%.
Fuck, dude.
But I thought for sure because of the series of events,
Right.
right? And my buddy that was with me, he just ended up just getting a violation. I
Did he
remember
get his ass beat too?
No.
Why?
Probably because they're all on me. I don't know. Maybe he did.
Did you tell him you got your ass beat?
Oh yeah, he knew. Yeah, he knew because we seen each other in arraignment. Yeah, we seen each other in arraignment. And it was funny because we went to arraignment, and like if you do this enough, like, okay, they always, you go to court, right? And then they always pull arraignments out early, like, the arraignments, because you just go in there, guilty, not guilty, whatever.
Okay.
And then you go back, and then you get the early bus.
Okay.
Right? You
Yeah.
get the early bus back to the county, right? So the cop will come and he'll start yelling, name, hey, Bravo, Eckerson, right? You start walking up there like, oh, fuck, dude, they filed on me, right?
Oh, okay.
Right? I'm going to, you're at the courthouse, right?
Right.
You're at the courthouse and you're waiting to go to court, right? And then we didn't get called out. And then they came back like about 10 o'clock, called more people out, right? Then it's lunchtime. And I told my homeboy, him, dude, they didn't file on us. He goes, dude, they filed on us. They filed. I was like, bro, I'm telling you, that they would have called us out already.
Did they file or they did not file?
They didn't file on us.
But sometimes I think things work out that way. I'm thinking maybe the ass beating that you got.
No, that's exactly why. That's 100% why.
Correct.
That's
Now-
100% why.
Oh fuck. Since I'm on it's on the tip of my tongue, right? The justice system, the strong arm of the law, and street politics are a very funny fine line, right?
Yeah.
And looking back in hindsight, looking back now, would you have rather gotten filed on and not gotten an ass beating?
No, because I would have been in there still.
No, well, my question is, would you have rather gotten filed on and not gotten an ass beaten, or gotten an ass beaten and not gotten filed on?
Say that again. If they would have filed on me,
Without an ass beating, would you have preferred that?
no, because if they would have filed on me, that would have been 3 strikes.
So they did you a solid.
If they would have filed on me, that was it. That was it. Because I would have had all those charges. I would have had.
But do you understand what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer that they did not fucking file on you because they utilized excessive use of force on you.
Oh, that's 100% why they didn't. Right? So it was a blessing in disguise.
Well, it was by design.
Yeah, it was.
It was by design. They took justice into their own hands and fucking.
They didn't do it intentionally. Like, hey, we're gonna beat this dude's ass because.
Correct.
Right, but it was by his design.
No, but let me ask.
By God's design.
Let me let you in on a little secret, right? As a former correctional officer, during incidents,
Yeah.
if things get out of hand or go too far, you guys, the mentality can be like, oh fuck, we fucked up. We took it too far. Yeah. Let's fix it on the back end, meaning kind of make this go away.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what happened to you.
Yeah. I don't know what the behind the scenes was, but
That's
probably.
it. That's it behind the scenes. So in the military, I was in the military. Back then, they would beat your fucking ass.
Yeah.
As opposed to write you a counseling statement and put it in your file and fuck your whole career off forever. So a lot of people prefer the ass beating.
Oh yeah. Yeah, in hindsight, I would get dog bitten and beat up and leg blown out and all over again, right? Because here I am now.
Well, what the hell would have happened if you would have got struck out? 20 years maybe to life?
Well, I mean that was 2000 something, right?
You were on that fine line, dude.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, when I first got busted, that was the very beginning of 3 strikes,
Right.
and then that time, the early 2000s, was in the middle of 2 strikes.
Are you a believer in faith?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you believe maybe that was God's intervention?
No, that's what I said. It was His design.
Correct.
It was God's design.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I prayed to God right then and there, like, you know, if you ever don't know who God is, you know, every single one of us, and you've probably had occasions, you know, when you're deployed or whatever, like,
Well, multiple.
right, where you're telling yourself, like, even if you're not a Christian, like, you're telling yourself, God, if you're real, you're gonna get me through this, like,
Right.
or whoever it is you're talking to, right? Everyone has that moment in life where they're like, if you just get me out of this, I'll be the best person ever. Like, I'll do whatever. Right? That's God. That's who God is, right?
Well, those are foxhole prayers, as they call them.
Yeah,
Meaning,
mean,
like, right in jail. I mean, but I believe what you endured was a spiritual awakening.
yeah. I mean, I've said that many times.
What's
like,
that? You said what?
You know, God, if you get me out of this,
Correct.
right?
Yeah. They call it. What do they call it? Jailhouse prayers.
Yeah. But at that point right there, I was just so done. I was like, you know, even if I remember telling myself, even if I do the rest of my life in here, I'm not going to serve
Right.
what I've been, right? It's like I'm going to make a change. And I did.
You probably towards that tail end of your addiction were not even enjoying getting high anymore. Probably.
No, it was just maintenance. You're just like you weren't even getting high anymore. Like I was just, you know, before I'd even lay down my head at night, right? I would, you know, if I did, I would have to have a wake up, meaning like I'd, you know, and I was slinging dope anyway most of the time. But even if I wasn't, right, prior to that, I would have to have a wake up, meaning I would have to, like, I'm not going to sleep until, you know, I know when I wake up, I got dope.
I'm not a doctor, but I mean, basically, I can only assume there are 3 ways to ingest methamphetamines: snorting it, smoking it, and injecting it. What is the most effective to get the highest?
Slamming it.
Slamming it, like you're going straight to the main vein.
Yeah. Least waste.
Is there a difference in high between slamming it?
100%.
There is.
Yeah.
What is the difference?
It's I mean, it's everything. It's instant.
Instant.
I mean, you could feel it. It comes up in your throat. You cough like it, right? I mean, yeah, you could taste it.
From slamming?
Yeah,
Fuck.
100%.
When you walk these streets of downtown San Diego and you see the homeless and you see the dope, what kind of feelings do they arise in you? Nothing? You no empathy for them?
No, I mean, yeah, you know, quite honestly, no.
No?
I mean, I work in downtown LA a lot.
You do?
In my career, and you know, Skid Row, and everybody down there is a dope fiend.
Correct.
Right? Everybody down there is a dope fiend.
Or mental
and
illness.
they're able-bodied men, women, right? Who could, you know, 90%, 99% of the mental illness is drug-related mental illness, right? So I don't have, I mean, plus, like, to me, my stance was always like, other than like begging for shit, you know, go fucking do a crime or something.
Do a crime?
Yeah, it seems silly to just, I don't know. You know, go get a hustle. Go get a hustle. Go sling dope. Go do something. Why are you living on the streets? Go get a hustle and get a hotel room.
It's very interesting to hear that perspective from you. From that perspective, it's very
Right?
interesting.
And then now, as a citizen who pays taxes
Right.
and is, you know, has turned my life around, to see the homeless, and it's a choice.
It's a choice to be homeless.
Yeah, it's a choice. I'm not saying across the board. There's always the exception to the rule, but you know how many programs there are downtown San Diego. I mean,
I think it's
throughout
different.
the country. Throughout the country, there's programs for homelessness and for people to get into treatment, right? But they don't want the treatment, and the reason they don't want the treatment is because there's rules.
True.
Right? There's rules, right? I could go like where I live. Everyone lives down by the riverbed, right? There's encampments everywhere, right? But and now because the Supreme Court ruling, I forget what it is, they're allowed to remove them now, right? But they have to offer them help first, right? But they refuse it. They refuse the help because they know if they go into a treatment facility, right, they're going to have to be in by 10 o'clock. They're probably going to have to participate in a 12-step program of some sort, piss test, whatever. Like, why would you give up your freedom to go do that?
Right.
There's probably some people who take it and
Right.
are just down on their luck,
Facts.
right? But that's few and far between. So that's where my sympathies weigh.
When you and I were both from SoCal, do you believe Governor Gavin Newsom has done a good job of preventing homelessness here in the state?
No,
Do you
he's
believe
facilitated it.
Do you believe he could have done a better job?
Yeah, I don't know if you could. I mean, I don't know if anybody could fix it, right? I don't. Here's what I do know, right? Here's what I do know is there's a lot of ordinances. There's a lot of city ordinances for trash and defecating on the sidewalk. but you know what I mean? Like if me and you are driving down the street and I throw the fucking trash out the window, me and you're getting a ticket, bro.
You sound like my dad, bro, because it's the
Right?
same shit.
Me and you're gonna get a ticket,
Facts.
right? We're gonna get a ticket. And you know why we're gonna get a ticket?
I don't know why.
Because we have the money to pay for it,
Right.
right? Well, they're not going to give these homeless people a ticket because they'll never see the money.
Taking a shit in the middle of the sidewalk.
Yeah, I don't want my kids seeing that. You don't want your daughter seeing that.
So-
It's ridiculous.
So what would be a solution? Citing them anyways?
Yeah, citing them anyways, right? And then they fail to pay, right?
And then jail. And then
jail,
escalation
right?
of
It's just loaded up, right?
penalties.
I remember when I was in the county jail, there was every time I would go to the county jail, I'd see the same guy, right? And everybody knew who he was. His name was Stan, right? And he was an old guy, and he's a homeless guy. And anytime during the winter, he would go and commit a crime,
Yeah.
so he could go to jail.
Yeah, I bet the motherfucker was living like a king in there.
Yeah, and the cops loved him.
They loved him?
The cops loved him. He was an old dude,
Right.
and they knew why he was here. He was harmless. He didn't
Right.
hurt anybody. He was just like, right. And you would see that.
Right.
But now it's just so rampant, right? And it's like, it's a mess. I don't know if you could fix it.
Do you believe there is a current divide amongst the American people in 2025?
Is there a divide?
Yes.
Oh, there's a clear divide.
Between who?
Politically,
Like?
it's a political divide.
What are we talking about? Republicans?
Conservatives and liberals.
Liberals.
Right? There's a divide. There needs to not be a divide. Right?
How can we not let there be a divide? From your perspective. I mean, what are some simple shit that you're seeing like, oh, that's fucking wrong? Or this needs to change?
Well, it's back again. It's back to that disconnect
Right.
with the youth, right?
Right.
It's and even myself and probably yourself, right? We get so desensitized and disconnected, right? You see violence all the time. Like we just witnessed it yesterday or whenever that was. You're actually seeing people be assassinated. I heard you say you used to watch the cartel.
I used to.
Right?
Can't do it no more.
You become desensitized to that, right? you just look at it, and it's just like it becomes ordinary, right? Me and you are talking face to face right now, but these kids and everybody, it's so easy to oppose somebody
Right.
online, right?
Right.
Oh, you're an idiot, like
Right.
or whatever. It's so easy to oppose somebody. Rather than have a conversation with them. So there's that disconnect.
I like what you just said, man. Me and you are talking face to face, looking at each other in the eyes, respecting each other. And I believe that lacks in generation. They don't even know how to do it. I don't know if they get a feel out of their skin or they're getting anxiety. I don't know what the fuck is going on with the youngsters.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know how you fix it. I don't know how you fix it, but somehow, some way, we got to come back to the middle, right?
Right. Respect.
Yeah, I love people who are politically opposed from me. That think different than me, right? Because they challenge my thoughts.
And it's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it makes you grow.
Correct.
I learned that in prison.
What
right?
did you learn?
I learned that in prison that there's opposing thoughts, there's opposing belief systems that it challenges me to think differently.
Facts.
Right? It challenges me to think differently. Right? And if you lose that ability to challenge your thoughts and you draw a line in the sand, right, that you're unwilling to cross given new facts.
Right.
Right? If given new facts, right, or you let your guard down for a second and listen to what somebody has to say and you come to the determination that like, hey, that kind of makes sense, right? Maybe I'm willing to see it your way.
I just told my daughter that this morning. I said, baby, if you're right, stand up for when you're right. Yeah. If you are wrong and somebody corrects you, acknowledge that and address it. Thank you. I didn't realize that. I was wrong. But it's such a simple fucking concept, bro.
It's so
why
simple.
Why are they destroying this? It's a simple concept.
Yeah. I mean, we're all guilty of it at some point, right?
Yeah, but not to this fucking degree.
No, but you really kind of always got to check yourself.
Yeah, maintenance work.
Yeah, you always got to check yourself. You always got to humble. You always got to, and being in recovery,
right?
You learn that.
Well, you learn the program, you learn the steps, correct? But it seems like this generation is hell in a handbasket chaos where we can't even reel them in. I mean, celebrating the death of somebody getting shot in the throat.
It's disgusting.
It's evil.
It's disgusting.
It's evil.
Regardless of where you lay on the political side of the spectrum, right? To see that happen to a human being, right? And then, the first thing, because I got sons that are that age.
Oh, shit. I didn't even think about that, dude. Yeah.
31 years old. That's how old my sons are.
Right.
Right? So I'm thinking to myself, the first thing I thought when that happened?
What's that?
Well, first I thought, did his mom just see that?
Fuck, dude. Yeah.
Did his mom just see this? Because he's a political figure. Like
Absolutely.
That was a big event. That was the first event of a 12 of.
I saw it within 3 minutes of it happening.
I want to unsee it.
Correct.
I want to unsee it, but to think that's the first thing I thought of, and maybe that's because.
Well, I mean, his mom has a cell phone. His mom has the internet.
Right, and that's probably why they didn't announce that he was dead right away.
Correct.
Because they had to make an official.
But it was obvious that he was dead right away.
It was obvious.
Right.
It was obvious. And then I thought, wasn't his wife and kids there?
Were they?
My understanding is they were.
No way.
Right?
Dude.
My understanding is they were. So then I'm thinking of her. I'm thinking, because I know how my wife is and how a mom is, right?
Females, women.
A mom is going to want to go to her babies and grab her babies, right? But at the same time, she's a wife. She wants to run to her husband.
Right.
Now what does she do? This is all going through my head. I'm thinking like, is this real life, dude? Did this really just happen? And to not have compassion that a human being just lost his life. And if you ever like, I'd watch his videos all the time.
Me too.
Right? I'd watch his videos all the time, and he always brought it back to God. He
And he was
always
not
brought
disrespectful.
it back to God, right? And he believed what he believed, and he would have really well rehearsed arguments, right? And every now and then he would get somebody who would come up and oppose his thoughts, right, with a really good argument.
Right.
And you could look him up for yourself, right? Anybody out there could look him up for themselves, right? When somebody had a good argument, he goes, "That's a really good argument," right? And he would respect their view,
Right.
And that's what that's all about, right? And to silence that is disgusting. Yeah, it's disgusting.
What do you think his death is it? Well, before I ask that, is that one of the most wildest events in your lifetime that you've witnessed?
Other than 9/11,
Right.
Yeah, other than 9/11, yeah.
Because it was profound, dude. It was fucking huge.
Yeah, this is right up there with that, right? Because it's just, even people who weren't really aware of who Charlie Kirk was,
Right.
right? Now they're looking to see who he was.
Right. So the question I
Right.
was going to ask you right now is there's the people that oppose Charlie Kirk say that he was a Zionist, a racist, this and that. Was that true?
I mean, everybody can make their own assessment and their own judgment. But I think if you're being honest, right, and you're really looking at who that man was, and you look and you go through the video, because everything he's ever said is on videotape, right?
Facts.
If you just look at it, make your own assessment, and
Right.
I think you'll come to the conclusion that he was a good man.
Correct.
Right now, did he have? Was he very? Hard on his positions when it came to abortion and these other things, right? That is just such, like, nobody's ever going to come to agreement on abortion, right? Or whatever these political views are, right?
Yeah.
But that's okay, right? But he always made a good argument about it, and it's like, I don't know how you don't come to the conclusion that he was just a good man.
I believe everything is okay. What was not is okay is shooting somebody in the fucking throat in the public because you don't agree with somebody.
Yeah,
But that's where we're at in 2025.
yeah.
Do you foresee the world getting better or worse?
I have hope that that this will bring people together. I don't know if you heard the governor of Utah when he came out.
I did not.
If you get a chance, listen to it. Listen to what he said. It was uniting.
It
right?
was?
It was uniting. I basically I don't know. I think like 9/11, people got united.
Right.
Right? People got united. Now there's always going to be those naysayers out there that are just, no matter what you do, they're gonna just they're gonna oppose it or whatever. But somehow, some way, our politicians got to come back to the middle.
I don't fucking see that happening, dude.
I don't see it happening
They're a
either,
lost
bro.
fucking cause.
But if you listen to what that governor said,
Right.
he goes he's meeting with some of his Democratic adversaries and the Republicans and they're getting together, right? They're going to
Right.
get together and they're going to talk about how to move forward.
There's a lot of evil in power. A lot of evil people in power. I mean, they're like fucking snakes, if you ask me. And then I reflect back to Rome, right? Because everything is history. Everything repeats itself. Rome fell because of corrupt politics.
Yeah. Yeah. So who knows? We'll see what happens. But I have hope and faith that I see a lot of people. I hear God a lot now.
Hey, dude, me too, and I'm loving it.
A lot, dude. I like more, and it's probably because I'm more into my my faith than I've ever been.
Facts.
It's kind of like when you go buy a new car, right? You got a Mercedes, right? You start
Don't
seeing
be
that.
telling people what I drive, bro.
You said, well, I didn't tell them what kind.
All right.
You start seeing everybody with that car.
No, yes, you know,
Right? You go buy a new Ford,
right?
Ford truck,
Cybertrucks,
a Cybertruck, and you start noticing Cybertrucks everywhere, right? So when you become a Christian, you start hearing God everywhere.
What's funny is that if you look at the past, God was taken out of the classroom. God was taken, right? We got to a country of removing God from our lives, and we saw the repercussions. Now God is re-entering our society, and I feel it's truly going to get better. Yeah. Which is all part of God's plan.
Yeah.
But you're right, dude. More people are speaking out. More people are being the voices. More people are spreading the good word. More people are practicing faith. And, bro, there's nothing wrong with that. Even if you're a non-believer, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, because it's the concept of family and unity and
Peace,
right,
love.
Yeah, like I don't get into I've gone through all sorts of different levels with my faith, right?
Correct.
I'm with it. I'm not with it. Plus when you're in prison too, it's like, we could talk about that, but it's like, it's. I've gone, up and down with my, like, I'm not with it, I'm with it. But during that process, right, it's just, I lost my train of thought where I was going with it. But yeah, it's a process.
Damn, dude. So you have sobriety now. What does, like, the future look for you?
The future's bright for me. Yeah, I've been since 2007 since I've been out, and since then I've when I paroled, I went into a halfway house, basically a sober living house. It was through the penitentiary, right? I was in a drug program the last 3 months of my sentence, right? And part of that, if you successfully completed it, they had houses in your county of commitment that you could go to, right? So they had one that was in Running Springs, kind of Big Bear area. I don't know if you're familiar with the area, but
Big Bear's high. Is
Yeah.
Is up there or is it down low?
no, Big Bear's, where Big Bear, the
Well, I know
mountains.
where Big Bear is, but
Yeah.
you actually have to go up that mountain?
Yeah, that's where the home was at.
They had a home. I had no idea they had a home up there.
Yeah,
I thought it was all fucking cabins and vacation spots.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's in the town of Running Springs. They had a
like
house.
Okay.
That they had a house there.
What a
right?
beautiful location.
Well, that's why I went there.
It's
right?
like a retreat.
Yeah, there was several of them. There was some
Okay.
down in Ontario.
I had no idea.
There was some. They don't have the same program now.
Right.
But then they did. And if as long as it was in the county of your commitment, which mine was San Bernardino, right, or not the county of commitment, the county that you're paroling to,
Right.
And they had pictures on the wall, like, oh, you could choose this one or that one,
Okay.
like, right. So I'm like, dude, I'm going there. I'm going to that one. So it happened to be in Running Springs. I got there. You're pretty much quarantined to the house for 90 days. There's like, you have to do like conflict resolution and 12-step programs and all this stuff. And after 90 days, then you could go get a job.
Where?
Anywhere. So what I did is, there's a little mountain town community right there. And we would always walk down to the store and get like, get drinks or whatever. And then we'd start making friends with the local people. And there was this girl at the video store. We're like, because it was still winter, right?
Yeah.
It was like January, February. I think it was early March, and it was still winter. It was still snowing up there, and a lot of people were shoveling snow off people's porches and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Doing like snow removal. Like guys would go out with their shovels and make $50. So we asked the girl at the store, and she goes, "Go to Snow Valley Mountain Resort and ask for Bonnie, and she'll hire you guys for lift ops." Have you ever been to?
Yes.
She'll hire you guys for lift ops. So We hitchhiked 7 miles up the road to Snow Valley, went upstairs to the office, asked to talk to Bonnie, and we told her our situation. It was me and another guys in the house with, and she hired us on the spot.
Cool.
She hired us on the spot. So from that, right, when I was working there, I met, I'd never been on a mountain before, never snowboarded, never done nothing, right? So then I got a board off somebody, and on my break, I would go and ride the lifts. Right?
Snowboard?
Yeah.
Did you
and I
have to
taught
learn?
myself how to snowboard.
You taught yourself how?
I taught myself how to snowboard in that last month of the season, right? And then I seen these guys come through that had red vest on with crosses on them,
Okay.
right? And I was like, "Hey, what do you guys do?" And they're like, "Oh, we're ski patrol." Well, how do you do that? Oh, you got to have an EMT or go get your OEC or outside emergency care. Well, how do I do that? They're like, "Oh, you probably would have to volunteer first." Well, how do you volunteer?
Right.
Oh, you got to go talk to Donna. So I went over and talked to Donna. Hey, how do I volunteer for the patrol? And there was these other guys in blue jackets. They were mountain host. And she goes, "Oh, well, the season's almost over, but get at me next season and we'll talk," right? So I stayed in the home voluntarily because it only lasted like 180 days, like 6 months. And then you could choose to stay there if you wanted. But what I ended up doing was when I met Bonnie, who was my boss at Snow Valley, she goes, "Hey, during the off season, why don't you come work for my husband doing construction?" So I said, "Okay." So I ended up getting an apartment up there, not an apartment, like a little cabin. And I was on high control parole at the time, right? And my PO would come and see me every week, make me piss every week. She'd come up to the mountain, see me. And so I ended up staying up there working in construction, and he was a fireman, but he had a construction business. And then the next season, right, well, halfway through the summer, I get a phone call. They're like, "Hey, this is Dennis Robertson with Snow Valley Mountain Patrol. I see that you want to volunteer as a host." And I go, "Yeah." And then so I continued working construction, but during the winter, right, I volunteered as a mountain host, and then I got a free lift ticket, and right, so I did that, and then that year, I was working with the patrol, and I go, "Hey, how do I become a patroller?" And they're like, "You had to go get your EMT."
Yeah.
So I went and got my EMT.
You did?
Yeah,
How did that happen?
I took a class.
Wow, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, I took a class, and then the next season, I was a candidate
For?
for patrol. So I had to go through my OEC class, do all my medicals, right? Do all my my practicals, do all the book work, right? And then you go on the mountain, and your first year you're a candidate, right? So you don't have your bones yet. They call them your bones, your cross, right? And then you pretty much just shadow patrollers and go on calls and do your toboggan training and you do all that. And then at the end of the year, you get awarded your bones. And then so
Did you?
Yeah. And then so for the next 15 years, I patrolled.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
What did that consist of?
That consisted of responding to injured or lost guests on the hill.
Broken bones? What were some of the injuries that you guys were seeing?
Mostly broken bones. I mean, it's
Hypothermia,
head
maybe?
trauma. We had a girl fall off the lift.
No way.
I mean, you name it. Misloads. Like this little kid, he jumped off the lift. Tib fib, both boot top fractures on both of his legs.
Did you feel proud of your accomplishment?
Oh, 100%. And this was, so this was the beginning of change for me. This was the beginning of like, I don't even know what to call it, right? I somehow, some way became a part of a patrol, right? Like, and a lot of these guys are either really young kids who are trying to become paramedics or firemen, or a lot of them are ex-firemen or ex-police, right? That they have EMTs and they're skiers or snowboarders, right? And so they have no idea. The reason I got in there is because Bonnie, Donna, who was the patrol director at the time, called Bonnie, who was my boss, and goes, "Hey, what's up with this Jason kid? Right? It's he wants to be a volunteer, and then now he's interested in becoming a patroller. Oh, you'll love him." She never told her. Bonnie knew my story. I go, "Hey, I just got out of the pen, right?" And never told her anything. So I just slipped right in there.
Would that have prevented you from getting in the?
Maybe. Like, dude, I hid this for so many years, right? Because the people now once you become a patroller, you get assigned to a team.
Okay.
There's teams 1, 2, and 3. So my team, I was team 3, and all my guys that I was with were one of them I still talk to this day. In fact, we're going to go recertify here on the 28th. He's a LA County investigator, right? In fact, he wrote me letters for my certificate of rehabilitation that I got. Yeah, you get assigned to the team, right? And these are people that are outside of my realm of people that I'm used to being around, right? So like I made it a point to never when in Rome, do as the Romans, right?
But you're a perfect example of your past does not define who you are.
So when I got out, I went straight into the program. Like I was doing NA and this and that, and then I went from NA to AA because I was sick of the war stories and shit like this, right? And then I just, I knew in the pen, right? Once I made that decision, I started journaling and doing like positive affirmations and writing down words and writing down scripture and writing down goals. Like the first year I'm going to do this, the second year I'm going to do this, the third year, and I wrote it down every single day. And I still have some of those journals, right? And I made it happen, right? And when you get out and you go into these programs, right? I started disassociating myself with these guys would get out, and I still know people that are in the program today,
right?
And it served them well, and they're amazing human beings, right? And they're productive citizens, and they're some of the best people I know, right? It just wasn't my way, right? But I still have that foundation in me, right? Because I've done through a lot of 12-step programs, and that foundation is still there. But I don't associate with the war stories and this and that. Like I don't want to be defined as that.
Right.
I want that to be an afterthought.
It sounds to me like you were having a great time, man, because that seems like a good paying job, and it probably came with benefits.
Yeah, it came with so I've never paid for a day of skiing in my life, and my family, right, and my family,
which I would imagine would add up, be expensive if you had to pay out of pocket.
100%. And here's in the beginning of the year, we're the first on the mountain.
Dude,
the last off,
that's
right?
Awesome, bro.
First tracks, right? And when you're riding up that lift in the morning and you're looking in the distance and it's beautiful.
Sunrise.
And there's no way that you can't be grateful for what you have,
Facts.
Right? And then the first time you get to go on a call and help somebody.
Yeah, selfless service.
Right? I get to help. I'm helping people. Right? Like people need me. I'm the only one that could get them down off this hill.
Dude.
I'm the only one with the skills to get them, not only treat them medically, but transport them in a toboggan down the hill.
Was that Chris Dorner up there? Were you up there during that time?
Yeah.
Were you up there during that time?
No, I was patrolling at that time, but that was Big Bear. That was when he came up that mountain. He came up the back end of, but yeah. So every time I got to help somebody, I told myself and I'm always searching to help people. Like if I see a car pulled, flipped over on the freeway, I'm there.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm looking at it that's one check. every bad thing I've ever did to hurt somebody,
Living amends.
like I feel like it's making my amends.
Living amends.
Right? Yeah, I feel like it's making amends, and that's and to give back feels so good, bro.
Oh, it's priceless.
It feels so good just to give back to somebody.
Dude, I thought by inviting you on the show, we were going to talk about like prison and stuff, but this story was so much more, bro. Your testimony. And the whole goal is so that other people in similar positions that you were once in can realize, hey, man, there's hope at the end of that tunnel, that dark.
But and that's not even it. So the opportunities that arose from that, you know, now I work for an engineering firm. I work for an engineering firm, and when I first got out, I never thought I was going to get a good job. Right? I was working construction, like I told you, and a buddy of mine. I went on unemployment. I was doing construction. I went on unemployment, and a buddy of mine who's a building inspector, right? There's this thing in the building code. It's called special inspections, and you know, it covers like welding, bolting, masonry, soils, fire stopping, right?
Yeah.
Structural special inspections. It's written in the code, right? And my buddy was one of these inspectors, and he told me, he's like, dude, go down to the school and take this class, because I was on unemployment. I was like, dude, I gotta find a job, right? And he's like, and be an independent contractor. Nobody's checking records. Nobody's doing anything, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's doing any of that. I was like, yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm not like a school guy. I was never good in school. I got my GED in prison,
Yeah.
right? I'm not like, he's all, dude, I'm just telling you, just do it. I'll help you, right? So I said, so at the time, my dad had this old boat in the garage, right? And he goes, hey, you want this boat? It was a decent boat. It was like an 18-foot Sea Swirl, inboard, outboard, right? And I go, yeah, I want that boat, but can I sell it? He's like, it's yours. You can do it, whatever the hell you want to do with it.
Yeah.
So I sold it, right? I sold it and paid for that class.
Oh, shit.
Because I was living in an apartment in Pomona at the time.
Okay.
Right. And so I sold it and paid for that class. And I went to that class, and that class changed my life. Right. Because I got my concrete license.
Damn, dude.
I got my concrete license, and then for special inspections. And then right after that class was over, the teacher said, you should get your soils. Right. So I got my soils, and then I got my masonry, and then I got my welding, and then I got my bolting, and then I got my fireproofing, and then next thing I know, I got more certifications than my buddy who got me into this.
Damn.
And then I started working as an independent contractor, right? Making decent money.
I bet.
Making decent money, and then so I did that for about 7 years, and then I found this thing, right, that California actually is a good place to be an ex-felon, because they have this thing called ban the box, right? Do you know about ban the box? Like,
no.
After 7 years, they cannot ask you.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Right? They can't ask you. So I was like, you know, I never thought I'd have a real job.
Right.
Right. So one of those classes that I took, we went to the teacher. His son was the president of one of these major materials testing laboratories that the inspectors work for. So we went down to this brand new facility, and I'm like, dude, I got to work here. I want to work here. It's like this nice lab. And 7 years later, after starting this career, a job listing came up on LinkedIn.
Damn.
Right? It was for Kleinfelder. So I applied for it. I was like, you know what? Who cares?
Yeah.
Dude? Like, even if they find out, I don't even care, because I got a career already.
Right.
I got hired.
Damn, dude.
I got hired. So now I became an employee. And then I'm not there anymore. I moved on. And now I'm a project manager.
Hell yeah,
for another engineering firm. And then,
dude, you're doing it, man.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show, bro. Like, that's 2 hours we already
Well, it's 2 hours already?
Flew, dude. Yeah, bro.
I didn't even tell you the best part.
Which is?
Yeah, so the best part of this whole thing is I also during that time, right, got an opportunity to work with the athletic commission.
Damn.
For the state.
Damn, bro, you're just fucking killing,
Yeah.
firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. So that's the other thing that I do as well.
Sweet, bro.
Yep.
Well, thank you again for coming on, bro. If you have any links or whatever for your social media, we'll put them down there if people want to tap in with you. But I appreciate you coming on here and sharing.
I appreciate you having me here. And let me tell my story. And you know, I hope it helps
it will,
anybody out there.
It will, bro. Especially in 2025, you're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
Well, there you guys have it, folks. Another banger. I told you guys, man, spreading the Lord's word. With that, if you like what you saw, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Love you. Keep pushing forward.
Unhinged mind, Hector's legend engraved. Living life raw, never been tamed. From the hood to the pen, truth and tales pen. Hector Bravo unhinged, story never ends.